Is it creative director?
Yeah, no office.
In advertising or?
No, they say, hey, are we, yes?
Yeah.
Hi, it's been so long we forgot how to do all of the tricks. It's Seth here with Adam and Dave, and this is going to be a fun conversation. Thank you for checking this out. A couple things to get us started. If you've got questions as we're talking, just go to your comments and post your question. And in a minute, Sam at the controls is going to let me know about the magic robot.
Mm-hmm.
You will let me know? Or
I'll let you know.
she'll let me know. Fantastic. All right, guys, introduce yourselves.
Dave here. Oh, all right. My name's Adam Lindstrom. I'm a supervisor of technology in Marlboro, New Jersey, and here to talk about the altMBA as a coach and as a student.
And a surfer.
And a surfer. Yeah, living the dream. It's a great privilege and honor to be here.
I'm so glad you made it.
Thanks.
Hello, my name is Dave Vendley.
He brought no tacos with him. We were hoping for tacos.
Speaking of tacos, I'm one of the owners with my brothers and our partner Pete of a small chain of restaurants in New York called Calexico. We've been doing it for about 12 years. I was a student at the altMBA and then later a coach, and was asked to come and talk about all things altMBA and tacos.
Perfect. There's an overlap of the Venn diagram there. These are coaches. 100% of our coaches are alumni, and that was important. We built it in from the beginning. So far, we've had about 2,600 people graduate from the altMBA, and from that group, fewer than 100 have become coaches. They are, like our alumni, from countries all over the world, plus New Jersey. And I wanted to talk today, just for a few minutes, about what it's like to be a coach, because part of being inside the altMBA, which differentiates it from just about every online class that I know of, is that it's a workshop with people watching you, helping you, supporting you. Coaches don't know the right answer because there is no right answer, but they've seen it before and they know what the cycles are like. So why don't you go first? Tell us a little bit about what's the transformation been like for you in approaching this idea of being a coach?
Yeah. So as a student, it really taught me to get out of my own way, and as a coach, it's really helped me to look for opportunities to challenge, to push a student, but with empathy, and to look for opportunities to grow, to be reflective, and really to sit on a project that a student has posted in our discourse or in the page that we're posting, and look for an opportunity to create value for that student. And then among the coaches and among the interactions with the students, it's neat that it's asynchronous and synchronous, and that we're on Zoom and we're leaning on each other, and we're helping one another grow through different situations that we see in projects, because we don't always know the answer and we don't always know the exact way to help. And the coaches are so generous in how we share those ideas, and we look at it from all sorts of different perspectives. And part of that uniqueness is the confluence of all different industries that we're in. Myself being in education, Dave in business and a restaurateur, and we have others that are in all sorts of industries, marketing and computer science or design, and those perspectives brought together create such a unique combination of feedback for the students. And I think to be a part of that on this side as a coach, it's such a unique opportunity for myself to grow and learn how to give feedback in a generous and empathetic way.
And to make space.
Yeah,
And that's something we were talking about earlier. Because one of the things that goes on in an elementary or middle school is it's like this all the time. There's no room for space.
Yeah.
And we can create space here. And part of the magic of the coaches, and I know that you're a master at this, is not always diving in and saying what you need to say, but maybe just leaving enough space for it to happen.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk about how it's transformed the way you do your thing?
Yeah, I mean, so I joined the altMBA as a student with some trepidation at first. Didn't know what I was getting into, but I wanted to challenge myself. Like I said, I've been working with Calexico for the better part of 12 years, and I had some feelings that maybe I was a one-trick pony. I kind of had this niche skill set. I was working with my family and didn't know how transferable those skills were, and just wanted to challenge myself. And so I took the plunge and did, and I found it fruitful in so many different ways, both in a kind of macro sense of just feeling accomplished, challenging yourself and rising to that challenge, but also some really applicable skills that work and continue to work for what I do for a living, and I think for most people, whether it's what Adam's work is, or anything else for that matter. And so when I was offered the opportunity to be a coach, I really looked at it as an opportunity to pay that forward.
Fantastic.
So, whenever I've coached students at the altMBA, I look forward to it in a way that I can help people the way I feel like I was helped. And so you meet students from all different walks of life. You meet CEOs to freelancers. You meet people in every kind of field. And I love being there to help guide them and watch really them do the hard work and seeing how much they can rely on themselves.
Yeah.
And anything I can do to help that and facilitate that just makes my life a little bit better as well.
Love it.
The bot is ready.
The bot is ready. So a couple of slides before I tell the bot. I'll do the bot first, so don't forget. If you type start into the comments, a magical disembodied AI bot will send you a message every day for the rest of your life. A prompt to help you think about what you're going to do today. And you can turn it off anytime you want. It's free. Just type start if you're interested. So that's number one. Number two, Kelly and Marie have woven together this cadre of coaches. And one of the things I hear so much from the coaches is that this back channel of talking to each other and supporting each other. What does that feel like for you guys?
Wow, that's such an easy question in some ways, because it's amazing. Like, to have that support of people from all sorts of different industries and perspectives that you can lean on to share either your project that you're working on in your own personal or professional life, and then also the work that we're doing as a coach in the altMBA, to share those ideas and our own challenges with giving feedback, and hear the support and new ways to share that back to the students. It's just such a generous community. I just made a comment. Eric Moeller, you might be listening. He's in the alumni channel, and just but giving great feedback to the alumni students that are in there, just looking for ways to continue leveling up and leading with empathy, because those are the two things you really come away with as a student from the altMBA.
Bravo.
Yeah, just to add to that, I think the communication piece in the altMBA is maybe the most defining quality of it. I've told Kelly this, who you mentioned, Kelly and Marie, who run the altMBA really on the day-to-day. I don't think I've ever worked with people that really challenge themselves to be the best they can be on a daily basis, and do so out of sheer desire to do so, not out of any pressure. Mm-hmm. And you feel that as a student, and you feel that doubly as a coach. The people that I worked with and I learned with as a student are challenging each other and supporting each other in a way that I've tried my best to emulate in our restaurants, and I'm continually inspired by.
Wow, love that. So, Sam, when is the deadline? Next week on Tuesday?
Tuesday, August 28th.
So we only do this 4 times a year, and we're in no hurry to have the maximum number of students. It's not our goal. We want the right number of students and the right students to be there. So if you've been waiting, this is the last one of the year. Applications are at altMBA.com. The application takes about 7 minutes if you take your time, and it doesn't cost anything to apply. We'd love to have you check it out. It is not for everyone, and we're very much aware that this is a very special group, and it's not for everyone. If it's not for you, that's cool, but thank you for checking this out. We're now going to go to the control panel and see if we've got questions coming in.
Yep.
Thank you, Sam.
All right. So this one's from Philippe. Can you tell us about the hard parts of coaching?
Ooh, Philippe wins the day with a great question.
Yeah, hello, Philippe. So, there's always hard parts with coaching. I think one of the hardest parts for me, throughout the altMBA, there's a little bit of a language that people use inside of it. One of those little pieces of language is we call boom moments. These moments that people have, that I had, that essentially most people that participate will have, where they have this little unlocking moment where they say, oh, like, I just looked at something from a different perspective, or I'm seeing this problem I'm having in my business or in my life slightly different now. And as a coach, it's really hard not to quote unquote steal those booms. You don't want to. It's a 4-week program, and you don't want to give someone a 4th week answer on the first week. You're really there just to facilitate the work that the students are doing. You're not there to guide them. It's really a self-guided course. And so your challenge is always knowing when to kind of pull back and let the work be done by the student and let them really own it.
That's brilliant. I'm just going to keep jumping.
Yeah,
go ahead, Sam. That was a great answer. Thank you.
All right, so this one's from Nicole. So what do you say to your fellow teachers, I think this is more for Adam, what would you say to your fellow teachers and educators about the power of the altMBA, and why does it matter for the future of education?
Yeah, well, that's a heavy question. So I'd say as an educator, whether you're a teacher or an administrator, the program is for you if you want to lead with empathy, and if you want to challenge yourself in your own role as teacher or administrator to be a leader within or an entrepreneur, to seek those opportunities to level yourself and your organization up. And also, I said it, lead with empathy. That's one of the biggest takeaways that I can see from the program.
It's so easy for bureaucracy to suck that out of you. I mean, one of the things I'm impressed with is the way you are continually reinventing. I know that you're running a couple side projects.
Yeah.
Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, sure. So Lindstrom Learning is something that I just kind of do on the side as like professional development on occasion, project-based learning or anything around technology. And then the LearningLab.live is a new site that I launched to try to build a community around authentic project-based learning in a community or even globally. That's the beauty of the internet. We can connect to anyone around the world. So to tee up projects for students that are authentic, that are real world, that are relevant to today is absolutely important, and that's a community that I'm looking to build. I'm not the only one who's doing this, like real world scholars and Doris.
And it's called learninglab.live.
Yep.
Okay.
It's for a sense of urgency.
Okay, learninglab.live.
All right, this one's from Lynn. Do you have a favorite story of change in your students?
I could be selfish and talk about my own, but as a coach, the amount of times I've seen. So one of the first projects is a fairly straightforward goal setting, and you see people that come with varying levels of goals, whether it's to start a business or a podcast or to work on themselves in some way. And the amount of people that you see circle back by the end of the course and actually take real concrete steps towards finalizing those goals, or have refocused those goals into much more tangible goals. It's really impressive. Numerous students of mine have launched podcasts, have quit their jobs and started their own businesses. Not to say that's necessarily the best move, but the amount of people that have left feeling more fulfilled and are taking concrete steps towards their better tomorrow. It's a feeling as a coach that it doesn't get much better than that. There's no one story I can point to other than to say I've just seen so many people go out and just create that it is so fulfilling as a coach.
One of the things that happens is we all carry around armor and suitcases, and in our suitcases we put dreams deferred. And when you're inside the altMBA, you realize, wait, one of these could actually happen. And as soon as you can see that it could happen, you say, oh, my fake goal, the one I've been parading around, I don't want that one to happen. So you get rid of that one and you put the real one on the table because you're acting as if in that moment. Love that you brought that up. You have one you want to contribute?
Sure. I mean, I know just as a coach the last time, numerous students put out websites, podcasts, all within the second week before they're even reaching week 4, and they're already seeing like what they can do. It's super intense, the 4-week timeline, but you should go into it with it's for yourself, for your own professional and personal growth, and you just dedicate those 4 weeks to yourself. Get your support network ready for that, but I mean, for me,
I've seen people learn to talk to their boss. They've learned to talk to their spouse. And the one that sticks in my head is the guy who learned to talk to his 2 5-year-old daughters.
Yeah.
And when I read it happening in real time a year and a half ago, I started crying, and it was magnificent because these girls are going to have a different life because their dad understood what it meant
Yep.
to be their dad. That's not what we set out to do when we built this thing, but we'll take it. It was really exciting. You got any other good ones there, Sam?
Yep, we'll do 2 more.
2 more.
All right, this
Time
one's from.
flies as usual.
Yep, this one's from Julie. Why do you call yourself coaches and not teachers?
I call them coaches. Here's the reason. The model for what we're doing is summer camp. It's summer camp because if you do summer camp right, what you're doing is creating a safe place for people to have a firm foundation and they can stretch. Teachers in our culture mean sometimes the people with the right answer and you have to guess what it is, and sometimes the people who discipline you. And we're not interested in either of those things.
Yep.
And so what we're trying to do, and that's why all of our coaches are alumni, is whisper the lowest number of words at the right moment to the right people at the right time so they can find within them the thing they're looking for. And if you guys want to add anything to that.
I think you said it perfectly, but the one thing I would add is, one shock that I think most students have when they join the altMBA is that there is no right answer here. There is no pop quiz, there's no tests, there's no letter grades. And so those kind of systems are synonymous with the term teacher, I think. The real heavy lifting here is being done by the student. And they'll get as much out of it as they put forward. And as a coach, you're there to help point out things they may not be seeing. You're there to help illuminate certain parts of different projects and prompts that might change the way they view something. But you're not there to tell them what's right and what's wrong. So really the real teacher is the student themselves. We're just there to help facilitate.
Beautiful. Totally beautiful. Last question.
Last one. This one's from Anderson. When you were considering the altMBA, what were your hesitations?
Another good question.
I don't know if I had any.
I definitely did, yeah. Well, not to hog the mic, but
You're not
so
wrong. Go ahead.
So maybe this is TMI or whatever, but like I said earlier, I have been doing what I still do now with Calexico for most of my adult life. I dropped out of college to do what I'm doing right now, and I always had this little bug in my ear that thought it wasn't good enough. That thought I was going to be outclassed. That I was going to be around a bunch of CEOs or doctorates that are going to know far more than I do about business and all the rest. And so that fear was there up until the first day and maybe the second day. Every single opportunity I had, I thought about, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't fill out the application. All right, I got accepted. Maybe I shouldn't put the tuition in. All right, I put the tuition. Maybe I just shouldn't show up. You have these fears in your head, and so that's a real challenge to get over. But I can tell you from someplace, or from someone that lived that, it was one of the most gratifying experiences I had, and one of the most self-affirming experiences I had, only because it reaffirmed what I probably knew I could accomplish, and then opened my eyes to a lot of things I truly didn't know I could accomplish. So
What a great way to end this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you for being here, for the teaching you're doing, for the tacos and the people you lead. How many people are on the Calexico team now?
we have about 200.
Whoa, 200. So if you're in New York, go get a taco or go learn something about learning. altMBA.com until Tuesday, August
28.
28th. And don't forget, if you want to hit start in your comments. Sam, as always, thank you for making this flawless and fun. Thank you both for making a trip in the middle of summer.
My pleasure.
Go make a ruckus, everybody. See you.